I wanted to go ahead and address some of the worries that a lot of people had about the outcome of the New York primary, and a lot of people are worrying about the race going forward for Bernie. They're trying to understand how Bernie lost by such a wide margin, right? The fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, we need to stop getting our news from CNN. Of course, like always, when it's a situation where Bernie is winning the election, they wait until the last 96 to 98% to finally declare him the winner. However, with maybe 40, 36% of the voting in, they automatically declared Hillary the winner. And this is why this is so upsetting to me. They declared Hillary the winner without any sort of context surrounding that declaration of victory. For example, they didn't talk about the fact that there's still an ongoing case about opening up the primaries to just making it an open primary, which essentially would add about 200, I think it's close to between 200 and 500,000 voters. I want to say it's closer to the 500,000 range of independent voters that would have obviously voted for Bernie Sanders for the most part. That's what the polls are telling us. Not only that, they didn't talk about the fact that in Brooklyn, the 120,000 plus voters that were all going to be voting for Bernie Sanders were purged from the voting roll. And because of the fact that the primary was closed at October, you can't even switch parties, let alone re-register, is a problem. And that's why they have to go through the court system in order to get that taken care of. CNN didn't mention that either, right? They didn't mention the fact that it's weird that the one place the voters were purged, where it was in Brooklyn, which is Bernie's hometown, right? The town he probably was going to win 100%, right? They didn't talk about that, right? So there's no context to any of these victories that they declared for Hillary. And what they also don't do is go back and tell you what happens after CNN stops reporting on these states. So like I said, we can look at Nevada, and Nevada was given to Bernie. They talked about it for like this much, but during the primary, they discussed at great length how this is just looking so great for Hillary. Oh God, it's Hillary's season. Oh yeah, she won with such a dominating victory. And it's like, she won this part of this whole state, the part that she has the most control over, of course. But it's also the part where we saw the most voter purges. And it's also the part where we saw provisional ballots waiting to be added to the system and to the votes. If all this stuff comes into fruition, which it probably will, because we've seen it happen in Arizona, we've seen it happen in Nevada, we're going to see it happen in Arizona. We saw the votes reallocated in Colorado. It's just over and over. CNN doesn't get it right. That's the moral of the story. So stop listening to CNN. They're not going to tell you whenever they're wrong. They're going to wait. They're going to make a brief mention of it and then move on to the next day they think Hillary's going to win. Okay? Also, we need to keep in perspective that Bernie's doing better than Obama was at this point in time. I know people keep getting worried because CNN keeps telling them to be worried. Stop listening to CNN. Jesus Christ. Clinton News Network, right? It's called CNN for a reason. Stop it. Stop listening to them. Ultimately, pledged delegates will not decide this election. It'll have to go to the convention. But in the meantime, keep speaking up, keep fighting, keep reposting, keep talking about how the voter or the election fraud has affected you personally. Post your stories and let the world know so that the truth can get to Bernie Sanders. And at the end of the day, the moral of this entire story is, do we really want to get our immediate news and think it's accurate from CNN? Because they were so right about Iowa, which is now their own. Her and Bernie are 3 delegates apart in Iowa, both at 49%. And they haven't allocated O'Malley's delegates yet. 8%. Guess where they're probably going to be going? Wrong about Nevada. Yep. Wrong. They refused to report about the fact that there was reportedly almost 1.5 million people in Arizona who were disenfranchised from voting, and they were pretty much all Bernie supporters. Apparently, that's what the report said. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about Colorado, how they were egregiously wrong. They were wrong on the amount of delegates that Bernie Sanders was supposed to get. They're not going to talk about that. These are stuff that we have to look up, and we have to spread that news to make sure that people are getting an accurate depiction of the election so far. And right now, CNN is not going to give that to us. So, in the meantime, be the media, like I know you know how. I'll be back in the office soon, so you'll be seeing plenty more videos from me. But in the meantime, just keep being the media. Do your own research. Educate yourselves and educate those around you. Stop listening to CNN. Stop it, please. Peace.